Hi there, good afternoon. It's Friday, 12:30, and it's time for another Augment Strategy Bite, Power Up Strategy Bites with Uzo Ijaweri. Thank you, replay viewers, for watching. I was unable to deliver my video last week, which was the final installation, and in my 3-part series of building your business strategy. And hopefully I'm not going to have any issues with connectivity today, because as you can see, I'm in the car, out and about, just finished a meeting, have another one at 1 o'clock. But I've committed to doing these because I hope they'll help someone. So here I am. Okie dokie. So as I said, today is the final installment in the 3-part video series of building your business strategy. And just to recap, just so I get, set the scene, the first video was about the 3 C's: creating value, conveying value, and capturing value. And that's all about business design. And I like to say strategy isn't sexy, but it's essential. And all you need to do is go online and do a search for, failed businesses, and you'll find that the majority of them have not taken the time to implement a well thought out strategy. I'm not saying that these things are set in stone, but they give you a foundation from which to build, and it gives a focus, a direction of what the business is about and who it is you're supposed to be trying to sell your services to, and how you're actually going to nurture and grow that audience so that your business has the best chance of being successful. So the first video was all about business design. Your second video was about positioning. So now that you understand exactly who it is you're trying to serve and what it is you want to offer them, it's then about positioning and how you were going to position yourself, how you're going to position yourself to be the most attractive to the ideal client. And so today, the third part is the operating model, your business model, and what does that mean? And so that's what we're going to cover, and how it kind of brings all your who, what, why, hows together to deliver this service that is going to attract the right audience and actually lead to paying clients for you. So so what are we going to talk about today? So business models, operating models, they don't sound very interesting, they sound quite technical, and people tend to shut down. But it's very, very simple. It's not easy, but it is very, very simple. And the premise is that in the business environment today, things are really fast-paced and things are changing all the time. And if you haven't designed this business, it's a bit difficult to kind of put a pin in place and say, this is where we're going to stay, because we feel that all our expertise, skills, talents, this is the best place from which to launch that, and these are the best people to position it in front of. So I'm just referring to my notes so that I keep this concise. So let's talk in terms of case studies. And I think case studies are amazing, and if you can use them in your own business, especially as a service provider, case studies or testimonials, they're really amazing in helping your potential client or your audience get a real sense of what it's all about. So operating models or business models basically is based on, or is focused on, how you take all the amazing things about your business, what makes you different, and how you structure that in order to deliver your product or your service. Let's take the airline industry as a wonderful example. We have a range of airlines out there. The Iberias of the world, the Virgin Atlantics, the British Airways, and at the other end of the spectrum, you've got the Ryanairs and the EasyJets. Now, all of them are in the business of transporting people in the air. However, how they deliver their business is very, very different. If you take a British Airways, for instance, a British Airways traditionally has looked for the business traveler as their clientele. They want those that have a job to do across the Atlantic. They want to get to their clients or their meetings and want to feel fresh enough to go straight from the airport straight to a business meeting. So they'll offer, you know, first class with beds and, you know, any meal you can imagine. It's like 5-star dining in the air, and they'll get you to your destination and it will be like you've not missed a beat. You haven't been out of the office, you've been able to work, able to rest, you're fresh, you arrive where you are, and you carry on with the business of doing business. Now, at the other end of the spectrum, you've got the Ryanairs. A Ryanair's business model was, we want to provide a service that is accessible to more business people, because there are different types of business people. Those people need to travel as well, or maybe just families wanting to get away and they need something that's affordable. They want to travel as well, but if we're going to give them a low cost alternative, it's going to be no frills as well. Can't have everything. One thing offsets the other. So they've positioned themselves for the traveler that's quite happy to, you know, be off at 5 a.m. in the morning, arrive at their destination, not be guaranteed any specific seating arrangements in terms of, you know, your whole family will sit together. Quite happy to buy a sandwich online and in the air, you know, with cash, and you know, doesn't really care whether their baggage is checked in or not, because they've got like a little oversized, a little overnight case that they're just going to sling across, or a little rucksack, and they can go. And in exchange for no fine dining, no amazing television system and videos, and this really cushy, very comfortable experience, you can fly for a tenner to wherever it is you want to. If you plan well enough in advance, you can go to Scotland for 10 quid. So that is what I mean when I'm talking about business models or operating models. How you're going to organize and structure all the different functions, capabilities, skill sets in your business that exists, and package them together in such a way that you build market share. Yeah. So today, as I say, they're bites, they're power-up bites, just something for you to chew on and read up on and educate yourself on and start to implement straight away. I wanted to talk to you about 3 steps to consider to building your business operating module. Now, the first thing to do is really try to understand which decisions in your business are key drivers. What is it that propels your business forward? So you might spend all your time on social media at the moment. Have you analyzed exactly how many customers you're getting from social media? Compare that with how many customers actually sign up for your services from a one-to-one or a phone call. You have to make a decision. Even though everyone says, oh, social media is the way to go, maybe your business actually works really well if you have a conversation with someone over a cup of tea or a glass of wine. In terms of drivers, what about technology? Some small business owners don't have masses of systems behind them to propel their business. But if you're a retailer, surely you need like a web platform in today's environment. You need some sort of structure, some sort of pricing, what are those things called? A platform rather, that will put your product out into, you know, the web, and have a system for collecting money online. If you don't have that, but you call yourself a retail business, then are you really understanding what it is that drives your organization? So understand your drivers, your key drivers. 2, how do all your key drivers interact with one another? It's all well and good saying, oh, you know what, I get clients that are willing to pay me £5,000, but then you're offering them a service that isn't valued at that price. If you have a mass market strategy, then it's going to be unlikely that you'll get a a luxury price tag for that mass market strategy and actually get things sold. It's really about thinking those key drivers, thinking about the key drivers you have and how those key drivers interact seamlessly with each other, and which ones do that. And finally, you need to think about the best way to combine the decisions and see how they fit. You got to test. And people go, oh, you're just gonna create this business model. Actually, no business, no matter how large, just creates a business model that works like gold straight away. It's about testing things. In technology, you've got the A/B test, split tests now, and that comes around because people, you can't, wherever people are involved, there's uncertainty. We're not machines. What appeals to one set of people will not appeal to the other. So your job is to really test all the things, all the decisions, the drivers and how they fit together, and then test that in real life and see what works, which had the better result, what got more engagement, what got my ideal clients excited, which words did I use that actually triggered something emotional that drove them to make a change that gave you business. Trial and error, test it out. Okay, so that's me for today with your Power Up Bite. I hope you found it useful. I do these things because I think about things that I would have liked, strategies and structures and information that I would have wanted someone to offer me when I was first starting my business. And I hope that it can help those of you that are building a business, or in fact have already got a business built but might not have taken the time to lay these foundations. So that's me for today. Uzo Ijawere, Augment Results. Do visit my website www.augmentresults.com for more business tips on strategy, as well as workbooks and things that you can actually utilize in your business and start to help you grow to where it is you want it to be. And I hope to see you next Friday. Thank you. Have a lovely day. Bye.